Welcome everybody to update number 64. Now I know it's been a while since the last update, it's been nearly 2 months in fact, but that's purely because I've just not been buying as much in terms of older releases. Typically when I'm buying films nowadays it's just new releases, so yeah, it's taken a while to kind of build up a significant amount to make a video worthwhile. Wouldn't waste your time only looking at 4 or 5 releases that I've bought recently, so yeah, but I've built up a fair bit, but not really typically spent all that much either in the same way either. So yeah, did pick up a Warner Brothers Archive Collection release though from last year, The Last of Sheila. So yeah, fantastic cast with likes of James Coburn, James Mason, Ian McShane, and Raquel Welch. It's also really rather fantastic murder mystery. Feels a lot more modern than the kind of films that were being released at the time, like the Murder on the Orient Express and such. And as a result, it does feel like a precursor to the likes of Knives Out. So yeah, really, really good film and way more modern than you might expect, given it's when it was made. Then we also have a new 4K release, and now I know this film came out last year. I think it did. Yeah, I think it was 2023. So obviously it's been a while for it to get a 4K release, but that's because it's a Sky original film. Now Sky in the UK not only have their own channels in terms of movies and TV shows, but they also distribute satellite TV boxes, and yeah, so they have basically their own kind of thing going on. So when they do release a film that they make, they're likely going to want to hold on to it for a little while. But still, unlike the likes of Netflix, who will release original content, this has finally been given a physical release. So yeah, and it's nice to have it on 4K as well, no less. So yeah, it's got a great cast of Adam Driver, Penelope Cruz. It's directed by Michael Mann. So yeah, really good cast, really good film, and from a great director. And yeah, even though it's not as good as Ford versus Ferrari, I still highly, highly recommend it, especially if you're into your cars. Which, if you're watching this channel, you should be. And then we also have from Studio Canal via their Vintage Classics line, The Small Back Room. So I've not seen many films from Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger. In fact, I've only seen one other film before this one, but this is definitely my favourite of the two. Nice small scale drama, good themes, really good setting, and yeah, really good cast on top of it. So yeah, and as per usual with these ones, they have the same artwork on the disc as they do on the front. No reversible artwork though. I don't. Oh yeah, maybe. No, it doesn't. That's one thing that's annoying about these ones is that they don't do the original artwork on the reverse or anything like that. But still, it's had a new restoration and it looks and sounds pretty damn good, to be honest. And then we also from Radiance Films have The Bride Wore Black. No idea why I didn't pick this up when it was originally released, before the standard edition came out, especially since I gave it 4 out of 5. But still, glad to finally have it. Just means I don't have the booklet that goes alongside it. But still, you get all the extras on the disc still, so you don't lose out on any of that. Just the booklet basically, but still, at the end of the day, it's about the film more than what actually comes with it. And then from Indicator, another release I didn't get on original release as it was part of the William Castle Volume 2 box set. And since this was the only film out of the 4 that I actually enjoyed, really wasn't fond of buying a box set just for the fact that I only enjoyed one of them. So I waited for the standard edition release to come out, and it is Straight Jacket with Joan Crawford. Really, really, really fun film, and yeah, great tagline as well on the back. Warning: wildly depicts axe murders, which is fantastic. That's going to get anyone into watching the film, I feel. But yeah, just didn't enjoy the other 3 films in the box that this was alongside of. So hang fire, waited for this standard edition release to come out, and yeah, it finally did, and it was well worth the wait, as it's one of my favourite William Castle films. And then from Criterion, I got another samurai film, The Sword of Doom. So yeah, not seen this yet, but does look like a pretty good film. It's got your usual booklet and such inside with a new write-up. And yeah, should hopefully be a well-worthy film. And yeah, I've heard plenty of good things about it, so looking forward to eventually getting around to that. Then I bought another samurai film. So yeah, this is one of 2 films from Eureka via their Masters of Cinema line that I bought recently, purely because I really rather enjoyed them for during the first time I saw them last year. They were definitely the highlights of last year, and the first of which is Harakiri. So yeah, really rather good samurai film, although it is considered an anti-samurai film, but still really really good. By Maisaki Kobayashi, and yeah, fantastic director, and yeah, a fantastic film on top of all of that. So yeah, well worth watching if you've not seen it. This is surprisingly still in stock from Eureka, despite the fact it was released what 13 years ago now. So yeah, quite an old Blu-ray, but nonetheless well worth having in my collection. Just like Paper Moon was, another film I was really rather impressed with last year. And yeah, directed by Peter Bogdanovich, whose first film I saw was Target, so another really rather great film. And yeah, Ryan O'Neal and his daughter Tatum O'Neal in the lead roles, and yeah, they are both really rather great together. It's a really rather fantastic comedy drama road movie. So yeah, highly recommend seeing it if you haven't already. And I also got a couple of Steelbooks because these were going real cheap on HMV. So they're basically doing a two for £40 sale. So basically, one of them full price and then the other for a fiver. So I got the one that I most wanted, and that was a film I'm surprised I haven't had already. It's got a few fingerprints and dirt on it, unfortunately, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, Pulp Fiction on 4K in steelbook form. So yeah, obviously one of the highlights of the 90s in terms of films. And yeah, great cast: John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Amanda Plummer, Maria de Medeiros, Ving Rhames, Eric Stoltz, Rosanna Arquette, Christopher Walken, and Bruce Willis, all directed by Quentin Tarantino. And yeah, just a truly, truly great film, and one that inspired many a filmmaker for better or worse afterwards. So yeah, really great little release there. And then I also got on 4K a film that is not as highly regarded, but one that I enjoy regardless, and it is Doctor Who and the Daleks. So yeah, this is the first of two films that Peter Cushing did as playing the Doctor. And yeah, I really rather like the design this has going on, and I also like the design on the back as well, which unlike the Pulp Fiction release, doesn't have any writing on the bottom to annoy you, so you can choose whichever side you want. So yeah, and it's a decent film. It's very campy, very low budget, um, and it would be superseded by the second film to star Peter Cushing, but still, yeah, really well enjoy that film. So yeah, hopefully the other film will also get released on in a sale form, because currently it's still only available in its full fat release, which was like £50 with poster and art cards and all that lot. But not being a massive fan of either film, but I enjoy them regardless, and especially since Peter Cushing is in both of them, I do at least want to own them in some form. And finally, we have Vinegar Syndrome, who had a massive sale on, and yeah, really glad to get the what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 releases. Yeah, so I'll start off with the basic one that I got because it didn't come with a slipcover or anything like that because that had sold out. But it does start Malcolm McDowell, and it is The Caller. So really rather interesting premise on this. Hopefully it's fun to watch. It's apparently only got the two of them in it in terms of the cast. So yeah, sounds like an interesting film, but who knows with these kind of Vinegar Syndrome releases? Some films can be extremely good, some can be extremely poor. So yeah, hopefully it's on the former side in that regard. And then I got two box sets, both of which are from the Cardona collection releases. So we have volume one of the Cardona collection, and then volume oh, careful out there, Cardona 2 collection volume 2, Cardona collection volume 2 even. So yeah, the first one has several three films in it. It has Treasure of the Amazon, Triangle, the Bermuda Mystery, and Cyclone. Really do like the artwork that goes on with these slip covers that they have, and it's just made even better, well, as good as when you open it all up. So yeah, you got that on that side, and then that on that side, and then you got the disc itself, the artwork on the box. So yeah, each film on its own disc on this release. as you can see. So yeah, no idea about the quality of them. Bought them purely because the title sounded interesting and the boxes looked uh, well done, and that was basically the only aspect that I chose them on, basically. So yeah, there is that, and then we have the second one, which has the films Beaks the movie, Under Siege, not that one starring Peter Segal, by the way, La Casa Qua Arde Donoshi, and then SOS Conspiracy Bikini. Probably mispronouncing those, but yeah, the Beaks the movie is the only one in English, by the way. All of these the rest of these films, I believe, are in Spanish. Um, but yeah, again, more fantastic artwork, which really does like meld everything together. So I have no idea which film is which outside of obviously the bird one. But still, should be an interesting series of films to watch. So there's Beaks on its own disc, then Under Siege and SOS Conspiracy Bikini are on their disc, and then La Casa Quanade Donoshi is on its own disc as well. Probably mispronouncing those, but what the hell? I've never pretended to be the most, you know, well regarded in terms of pronouncing foreign language pronunciations. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to going through both of those box sets. Then we have a really rather chunky single film release, and it is Phase 4, filmed by Sal Bass, who was most well known for doing the title credits for a bunch of Alfred Hitchcock films and other films beside that. Those. So it's Nigel Davenport and Michael Murphy, and yeah, basically a film about ants basically gaining intelligence and slowly taking over. I'm not sure whether or not this has had a UK release already, but regardless, I'm pretty sure it's never had a 4K release over here in the UK. So yeah, really like the box art where this is going on. There's one crawling out of someone's hand. Don't believe that happens in the film, but oh well. And yeah, get a hefty amount of stuff in here. So we get the booklet, which has been slightly dinted on the way here, but then again, it's got to travel thousands of miles, so it can be forgiven. So yeah, we've got the 4K disc there. Then we've got the Blu-ray disc 1, and then Blu-ray disc 2. So I imagine the special features on the second disc. When did this get released? Oh, it's this year. I didn't know. Completely passed me by. But yeah, not only do we get a booklet on the inside with the case and the discs, I think this is all storyboard stuff. Yeah, the images presented here are the original hand-drawn storyboards for the end montage sequence of the more than 500 original storyboards and conceptual drawings for Phase 4 that were donated to the Academy Film Library in 1997. These final renditions from Sal Bass offer a unique glimpse into the creative process and just how closely they match his intended vision. So yeah, they did really good job in terms of the production of this because yeah, you see the ants up close, and therefore you've got to have these sets that are you know the right size for the ants, but also the right size for the cameras and everything to work in, and the cinematography and everything. So yeah, not sure you can tell very much from these, but it's an interesting little addition regardless. And then we do get a big full fat booklet that's inside the case because as you can see it's much bigger than a normal Blu-ray size. Ugh. Get it right way around at some point, I imagine. There we go. So yeah, inside of here, yeah, there's these ant towers that they make because they're getting more and more intelligent. So they start creating ever more complicated structures. So in here we've got a mountain out of an ant hill, Phase 4 from inception to consequent mutations by Sean Savage. It's really another nicely done booklet. This we've got shots from the film and such. Yeah, it's a really nicely presented booklet. So yeah, look forward to reading through that. So that's an overall really rather decent release. And finally, from Vinegar Syndrome, I think this is the newest release out of the bunch that I've bought, and it is Lifeline. from Johnny To. I think he's directing it, or is he starring in it? I can't remember. Yeah, he's the director. He also did the Heroic Trio, which is an hilariously badass mental film. And he got that on the reverse. And then we also get poster and a booklet in this one, which is kind of bulging out of the case, to be honest, but it holds in there. And yeah, it is a 4K release as well, just like Phase 4, as you can see. So, yeah, look forward to seeing that, to be honest. Oh, yeah. Basically looks like a Hong Kong action version of Backdraft in a lot of ways. And yeah, like I said, we get the booklet. So I've not seen this yet, but definitely look forward to seeing it at some point. And yeah, the write up in here. Not sure by who, but yeah, you do get shots from the film. There's the firefighters themselves. And then we get the poster with the artwork that we've already seen on the front. But it's a nice sizable one, and it's on nice thick paper as well, so I feel like it'll easily rip. So yeah, two different posters as well. It's a double-sided one. And get it out. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. It's always nice to have a poster. I always like, as you can see from behind me, having posters up, although that's nowhere near all of them. But yeah, I like having posters up. So overall, a lot of films there. Two steelbooks, a couple of box sets, some releases that I have been meaning to get a hang of for a while. A couple of newish releases. I say a couple, but Phase 4 and Lifeline and Ferrari and The Small Back Room are somewhat new releases as well. And then a couple of Eureka ones that I've been meaning to get my hands on ever since watching them last year. So yeah, overall, I really rather good couple of months really. Obviously, it's probably going to be a little while until we do a next update. Just purely because, again, like I said at the beginning, I'm not buying that many old releases. Because I'm just buying a lot of new releases basically that are taking up my money and therefore my time. So yeah, but I'm sure we'll be back in a couple of months' time with some more. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you've seen any of these films before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on them, especially the ones that I have already seen, like Phase 4 and Doctor in the Daleks and Pulp Fiction and Straight Jacket and such and such. But yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts on any of them, even if I haven't seen them yet. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.